Hello guys and welcome to the Import-Export Hub channel. I'm your host Bogdan, and in today's video I would like to talk about how to find customers for your products or your services in the context of exporting. And with this video I really hope I will be answering Praduman's request, and hello Praduman, about how to find Italian importers for Indian products. And speaking of India, a big hello from Italy to all the viewers in India watching this video. I really hope you're doing great and that you will enjoy this video. From the beginning, I want to point out that this is a general guideline, so you'll have to adapt it and personalize it according to your needs and requirements, of course. And without further information to be added, I want to point out from the start that before you start selling your product or your service, you should definitely know everything there is about your product or your service in terms of competitive advantage, in terms of what makes your product or your service different in relation with other products or services that are already available on the market. If we are talking about products, you should definitely know the product shelf life, what type of packaging does your product requires, and if there are some specific requirements about labeling in the target market. Another factor to consider is to really know who is your final customers. Are we talking here about a distributor, a wholesaler, or just an importer? Also, in terms of production capacity and the production lead time, are some demand seasonalities during the year for your product? So these are the types of questions and information that you need to have in place before you start picking up the phone and make the sale call. So really know your product or your service in advance. So after you know everything there is about your product or your service, the next thing you have to do is to have in place a draft contract or a draft agreement in which you will put the price list. And I highly recommend to have a price list in FOB or in DAP Incoterms. Also, you have to put the contract length and the objectives of the contract. And most important, during negotiation, I highly recommend you to be as transparent as you can, be proactive, show flexibility and support towards your potential customer. Also, if your product requires specific after sales services or specific trainings, don't forget to factor in those extra costs as well. Now, moving on to the last part of this video, which is about how to market your business. I think it's needless to say that the first thing you have to do is to have an online presence. And I'm talking here about the old traditional website. And with a couple of hundreds of dollars, you can have a pretty good website which is already search engine optimized. Another tool that it's working for me, and I highly recommend you do the same, is to put your business in a couple of high quality online directories. And this is not a sponsored content. For me, it's going pretty well with Europages and compass.com. Another tool also, at least for generating some website traffic, is to put your business on Google Maps, and I highly recommend you do the same. Maybe a LinkedIn or a YouTube account is suitable for you, so you have to consider those kinds of marketing tools as well. Now, moving on from the digital world, I highly recommend you to be a member of your local, regional, or national chamber of commerce, because besides the fact that those chambers of commerce provides lots of useful information, lots of industry analysis. They often organize foreign trade missions, and I highly recommend you take part in such a foreign trade mission. And Another thing to consider when trying to market your product or your service is to contact your national embassy or consulate in the target market, because 99% of the time those consulates or those embassies have a dedicated economic office that can help you with lots of useful information, lots of market trends, and lots of industry information, and most importantly, some business matching activities, of course, for some fees, but it's worth the money in contacting those foreign embassies. Now, moving on to the etiquette side of the marketing activity, when making phone calls or writing emails, my suggestion is to again be professional, be supportive towards your potential client, be transparent, and avoid using sentences like limited offer or a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's very unprofessional, and it sounds desperate. And don't underestimate the intelligence and the patience of the other person. Okay, so that's it for today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below if you have any other ideas or suggestion. Your feedback is very important for me, and it keeps me motivated recording these videos. And before I finish, I want to give you two takeaway messages. The first one is that imagine that the marketing activity is more or less like planting some seeds for a future crop. So don't expect immediate results, and have patience. The second takeaway message is that you don't necessarily measure the success of a business only or measuring the product or the price, but having in mind other factors like flexibility, adaptability, vision, showing value to your customer, and of course, again, patience. Once again, thanks for watching this, and until next time, keep your business safe.